Cavalier faithful, not a great week for the Cleveland Cavaliers, dropping 3 in a row, 2 on the back end of that West Coast trip, which really did look not great. And then you come home, think you're going to get some home cooking, maybe get right against a Timberwolves team that is not that good, and come out and play 3 really bad quarters, 1 good quarter that we're going to talk about as we talk about the rest of the games, some other topics today, and game predictions. Let's get into it.
They might think they know us, but they haven't seen nothing yet. When I look at our city, I see champions.
Cleveland is the city where we come from.
All right, let's encapsulate. It's the name of the show.
I didn't know whether or not to expect the sunglasses. I thought not because we didn't do well this week.
It's not a week for it.
No funny business this week. We're all business. 3 games. We lost to the Timberwolves, we lost at the Warriors, and we lost at the Kings. All bad. Now you could say, we had a chance to beat the Timberwolves, whatever. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about all 3 games because they're pretty much all the same message. Mm-hmm. Justin, tell me how you're doing, first of all, and then just give me your thoughts on about what you've seen from the box score, because I know that these games were late on the West Coast. Yep. You were doing things this weekend, so just tell me how the vibe is you feel with Cleveland basketball and how the vibe is with yourself.
So 4 straight losses. I'm doing great, but going 1-3 on total predictions, Browns and Cavs together. But for me, looking at the box score, it's a lot of inconsistency from your top end players. Garland in the Kings game, and probably you can say the Warriors game. And then in the Timberwolves game, obviously you're missing Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, and Evan Mobley doesn't play, great offensively. He grabs a lot of rebounds, which Jeff, I love that you and I caught a lot of flack for that, but that tweet that we sent out last
week. If you want to talk with people who don't know basketball, just go on Twitter. You'll find someone in 50 seconds.
But unfortunately, I think it's just a lot of inconsistency, and especially like what will be one of the interesting conversations we have today is the minute distribution, and how that's kind of been all whacked out in the first however many games we played now.
It's going to be a talking point. We're going to get to JB because, and Logan, before we get to your vibe, how you're feeling and how you want to start off this episode, I'm going to remind people, when you add a superstar like Donovan Mitchell, everything goes under the microscope. Is there overreacting? Is there underreacting? Sure. But JB was, under the radar last year. He's right at the top of the heap now because you have Donovan Mitchell, you have Darius Garland, you have Evan Mobley, you have Jared Allen. So with that being said, Logan, same question to you. Just give me the general overarching issues with these last couple of games here for our squad.
Things are great in Austin, Texas. Things are less great in Cleveland, Ohio.
That's true.
Here's what I'll say. This podcast, for those listening right now, is going to be mostly negative. And I think, without even telling that to Justin and Jeffrey, I think we all agree it's going to be mostly negative. The thing I will say, everything we're saying are little concerns that are having big impact.
I would say constructive.
Yes.
It's going to sound negative, but it's
yes.
like, you don't hit the panic button at 8-5. Sure, you've lost 4 straight, but let's do constructive that it should be fixable issues. Go ahead.
This is the thing. With this Cavaliers team, we knew there's going to be the adjustment period. And we got off to that 8-game win streak. And even me, I'll say it to myself, I was like, oh, maybe they just don't have the adjustment period. Maybe everything's just fitting in perfectly. Well, then you bring in Garland, and then you have to get the Garland and Mitchell thing working. And then you have to make sure the bench is fitting right. Got to make sure the starting lineup is doing everything right. This is the trying times right now for the Cavaliers. And that's not a panic sounding thing as much as when I said that, I kind of made me sound like I'm panicking. I'm not. These are just those adjustment periods. I think 20, 25 games in, we got to be patient with this team. This is a good freaking basketball team. There is some coaching issues right now. There is some guys who aren't playing consistently every game. There are injury concerns, which again kind of goes back to coaching in a way, which I know we'll get into. But overall, obviously we're disappointed. Obviously we're not happy. We've blown a lot of these games, haven't played well in the fourth quarter. Closing time, when you have 2 closers like Garland and Mitchell, you're expected to do that. But, it's about finding not only consistency on the floor, but overall within, within the game, I guess. Like the game within the game, the Cavaliers have failed that test 4 times now in a row. And it's resulted in 4 losses. 8-5, so be it. Winning ways are around the corner. I don't think it's a very positive podcast next week either. I think this is going to take a little bit longer than we think, but stick with it. It's going to be worth it.
I do enjoy the game within the game talk because people that communicate through technology tend to just generalize issues.
Yes.
It's the easy way to communicate. I only have X amount of characters on Twitter. But it's robbed us of our thinking. It's robbed us of our thought process as sports fans, if you want to be rational. So what I want to talk off of for what you just said, Logan, before we hit into our next point, which is going to be kicking off with Justin again, because while it's geared around one player, it's really geared around all the role players to a sense, but there's just one guy we could easily highlight because, he makes it easy for us as fans and as sports, talk show hosts, if that's so to say. But it looked like JB had it in the bag at the halftime of the Lakers game. Oh, the Lakers aren't very good, so you come on the second half, you make these good adjustments, the game within the game, you win the game. I haven't seen any of that since. No. Are you playing better competition? Not really. The Kings, the Warriors, off to a slow start. Minnesota, I mean, they're all better than the Lakers, sure, but the Lakers are a bottom 2 team in the league. That's really not even tough to say, I don't think, as far as overall, cohesiveness. So the game within the game, we're going to talk about that later with JB. I like that. Don't forget that, Logan. It's good that you brought that up. Let's move on. It seems like we kind of buzzed over that
game. This guy has no offensive game.
All right, we're gonna intro this with a clip brought to you by Logan, suggested by Logan. It's 6 seconds. Watch carefully, and then we'll talk.
It's all terrible.
All right, Logan. Before we go, Justin, break that clip down.
What the hell is that? Okay, sorry. Go, Justin.
Break down the clip for us, Logan. Then we'll go to Justin.
What happened? So, as you can see in this clip, Okoro wide open left wing. Wide open. I mean, there's not a guy within 15 feet of him. And here he is. He's not confident in his shot. He's made 1 all freaking season, maybe 2. I don't know. I might have missed 1. I don't care. This guy, he's so scared. He's so timid. He's so lost on the offensive side of the floor. And it is absolutely killing this team. And you know who keeps deciding to play him? JB freaking Bickerstaff. He plays Amar Stevens some kind of minutes, just a little bit. And he shows more promise than Okoro's shown all season. I dare to say his whole Cavalier tenure. This is Okoro in a nutshell, in a clip. He is scared of the offensive side of the ball. He realizes, oh shit, I missed and go ahead and bleep that out if you want, Jeffrey.
No, I'm not going to do that.
He says, oh, I'm wide open here for 3. I haven't been making them though. So I'm going to put my head down, look nowhere else. I don't even know that Garland's open in the left corner. I'm just going to run and throw up junk at a rim and see what happens. And I said this before I got on the podcast. He shot the 2018 LeBron shot against the Toronto Raptors, except he missed the glass, missed the basket, and missed almost the whole arena and throws it over the rim. He has no touch. He has no touch. He doesn't have any idea what he's doing offensively. He doesn't have a plan, doesn't have anything. And that clip, I know it's just one clip, but that is the way Isaac Okoro plays the offensive side of the ball. If the shot isn't there, he'll drive and not even look and just throw something at the rim. And I told you guys the first 2 years, I was like, he actually does a very nice job of getting to the basket. He actually does a very nice job of getting to the basket. It's the problem is the right finish, where to go from there. But I think he's taken a step back this year in the regard that he doesn't even dribble with his head up. He doesn't. He went into a swarm of Warriors defenders and threw up crap at the rim. And that's how he's been doing it all season. And I get it. I'd rather you play to your strengths. You realize you're not a 3-point shooter? Sure, like I get it. Like maybe you don't shoot that one. That's a wide open look, right? I mean, that's a wide open look left wing. I'm not going to be mad with him firing that up, and I don't like his shot, but I want him to also shoot it. But he doesn't have any kind of confidence. That's what it is. There's no confidence offensively. I think he played a tremendous defensive game against Minnesota overall, especially in that fourth quarter. But this is the thing. We've now trusted Okoro to get the stop we needed multiple times, right? Against the Clippers, tie game. They sub in Okoro for one freaking play. Guard Paul George, takes him right to the basket, lays it in, and won. There's the ball game. We check him in for the Warriors game. Stop Steph Curry. And listen, I get it. Clay got it with the illegal screen, but Okoro wasn't in any good guarding position. Curry already had a step on him going to that top of the arc for the three-pointer. He already did. We check him in because we think he's this defensive dynamo, defensive stopper. He's a solid defender, but he is not good enough to continue playing. And if he's going to be that lackluster on the offensive side of the ball, and Justin, I've probably taken all of your thoughts at this point. If you're going to be that lackluster offensively, you can go sit on the bench and you can cheer with your teammates. And when you want to decide to play meaningful minutes and actually make an impact in those meaningful minutes, then I can start trusting you. He can play great minutes when it doesn't matter.
I'm going to set up we appreciate that. It's just it's a ramble. It's a ramble
it
cast.
Is.
But I'm going to set up Justin good though, because if you're real, if you've been watching the show, I don't even know how many episodes we did last year. 30?
A lot.
This was our fourth episode this year. We're pushing 40 episodes at least. If you've been watching the show and you're real, you know that Justin, every week the Mans comes on here, and maybe not every week, but a lot of the time Mans comes on here and says rotation is going to lead you to the promised land, and it's coming home. You reap what you sow. Justin, just if it's Okoro, if it's Jetty, if it's Wade, let us know.
Well, it's the entirety of the bench, because early, when Garland went out first game of the season, the wins that we had were reliant on Donovan dropping 30 points a night and someone coming off the bench, and most nights 2 people coming off the bench and absolutely firing it up from deep. Kevin Love and Chetty Osman, who they were red hot at the very beginning, and now they've already entered this mode of, all right, they've fallen off, they're not contributing enough. Yes, I understand that in the Minnesota game, Chetty has double-digit points, but besides that, in the Warriors game, in the Sacramento game, both Kevin Love and Chetty don't have double digits. No one else has double digits. It's concerning, obviously, and then you're still looking at, all right, well, now in the Minnesota game, you don't have Donovan Mitchell and you don't have Jared Allen, and the guy that you're bringing off the bench is no longer Kevin Love. Kevin Love starts that game, and you bring off Lamar Stevens, but keep Karis LeVert in the starting lineup.
No.
So your first 2 guys off the bench are Isaac Okoro and Chetty Osman. Yes. I just think that's the biggest issue, is you have the most inconsistent bench play between 2 guys who can go off whenever and a guy who doesn't do anything offensively, Isaac Okoro. Why not just put Isaac Okoro in that starting lineup where he doesn't really need to contribute anything offensively? Yeah, he can literally hide. Hopefully he can learn to cut to the basket a little bit better, but Karis can come off the bench and give us, Jordan Poole-like numbers. Hopefully he can average 14 points a night coming off the bench.
That's all I need.
That's all we need.
Honestly, and is it like a confidence thing too with Okoro, where it's if you get him a start, is he I belong here? I don't know what.
Play with the guys that make an impact. This was my argument at the beginning, is that he can hide, he can cut, he can play defense. He doesn't need the freaking basketball. There's one basketball for all the 4 players who are on the court. It's a confidence builder. Right now, bringing them off the bench, I think, could be the dumbest decision. And it's up there with
start him or don't play him at all. Is this the
start him or don't play him at all? And then that's what's crazy.
Not play him.
We're talking about either not playing him or starting him. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of fans, and it is a little bit crazy. But the problem is, if you continue to play him these 9 to 11 minutes a night, if you continue to do that, he's not going to get better. He's not going to evolve.
No.
And if you put him at least the starters, maybe he gains some confidence. So down the road, he can do something that actually provides for this basketball team. And Jeffrey, I don't know if you have this listed as an actual red marking at the bottom here, but Karis LeVert, it was always the risk that we were talking about with starting him. Especially, I had no problem with it because I knew Rubio was on the way, right? And I was like, okay, so be it. Rubio coming off the bench and helping.
But isn't that another Okoro? Or if you want to make the Okoro argument to start, when Rubio comes back, it's easy. You just start Okoro. He gives you 3 mediocre minutes to start of the game. Yeah. Rubio and LeVert comes in first, and then 2, 3, 4 minutes later, Rubio replaces Garland. and then you're gone with your life, and you have an elite facilitator on the court at all times.
Rubio will make a lot of things easier for JB Bickerstaff. He will.
Yeah.
But the problem right now in
If
this
he's healthy.
instance, we're out here. Mitchell's hurt relatively, missed a couple of games now. You have Garland who had the freak injury, and then he also, when he comes back, twists his ankle or whatever. The problem is right now, I'd like to know the minutes per game. I'm sure it's probably 37 plus for our starters right now, or at least for our main guys. And we're struggling with that because we're starting Levert. The problem with starting Levert, and I know it's like, but if one guy goes to the bench and gets his rest, you still have your two ball handlers out there. But Levert's also already just packed on 7 minutes before you make your first substitution. That first substitution should be Levert Love, plain and simple. I don't think it should be any more. I don't think you should overthink it in any regard. Or if you want to start Dean Wade, I'm still down. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. You want to not play Okoro, start Dean Wade, right? That's the thing. Okay, here's the minutes. So Levert's playing 34 freaking minutes. I mean, that's a lot. And you already have Mitchell going 39. You have, where's Garland at? He's probably 34 and a half, and he's literally hasn't been really all that healthy for most of the season.
I mean, literally segues into my next talking point.
We're wearing him down.
Is JB, and that's why I kind of asked Justin,
getting 23 minutes a game, that's bad.
That's a little startling to me. I can't believe that his number is that high.
That's because
I feel like he's had minute games where he's played 6,
8, yeah, something like that.
But I mean, and here's your issue. Here's one of my issues. Well, two of my issues. Love, sure. And I really do think Kevin Love has all the times he's avoided trade rumors and stuff is incredible from this team. But it's like he just is in this weird middle, 29 minutes a night for Love. No, but you need the experience. You need the playoff experience. You need the finals championship experience. But if Kevin Love is playing 29 minutes a night, that's the most startling thing to me. It's like he's playing 29 minutes a night and Mobley's playing 34.
That's true.
But
something's not right about that.
And at the same time, if you want to make an argument, and like Logan said to start this episode off, this is a negative, constructive podcast. No one's hitting the panic button. But if you want to put your finger down and say, I'm hitting the panic button, your argument is that we looked really good for a long stretch of games without Garland. And now when we've had Garland and Donovan on the floor, it's been a little bit difficult. But on the other side of that, it's the adjustment period. It's getting to know each other. We've had the injuries. And most importantly, I think out of everything, which if you skip over this, you're just wrong. You're inherently wrong. The rotation sucks. How many players, Justin? Justin, every morning, only 8 players. We'll wake up, night game, only 8 players checked in. When is it going to be, 10 or 11 guys?
8 guys is playoff time.
Yeah, it only makes sense for that Timberwolves game with Jared Allen being out and Donovan Mitchell being out. They used one of the charge players that I don't even know about. Everyone's raving about.
Diakite.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous because I've always thought, even without Rubio, because, I've said that Nato is just poor man's Ricky Rubio, which he's whatever, you can make of that what you will. But you have 1-for-1 substitutions everywhere, from starting position to bench position. You go Garland, Nato / Rubio. You go Donovan. You have, unfortunately, Isaac. I would prefer it to be Karras, but Isaac as your backup 2. Then you have Karras and then Dean Wade and then Evan Mobley, Kevin
Stevens.
Love. And you can match Stevens up there somewhere and Allen and Lopez. So why is it that we're not at least getting 10 different guys minutes? And it doesn't have to be. It's not everyone has to have 10 plus minutes, but 8 and above for 1
stretches.
For 1 subs. Yeah,
it's about stretches. When Kevin Love is hot, he's one of the best players on the court. When he's cold, he's horrible. And Kevin Love obviously isn't going to say that about himself, but I think he could admit the fact that if he's not playing well, he probably shouldn't be playing 30 minutes.
Just too much of a liability. And
exactly.
Okay, so that was minutes as starters. So I'm thinking
I thought that was weird. I saw Kevin Love only had 1 game played.
That was minutes as starters, but still, it's that game he started. He played 29 minutes in that game.
I think 22 to 24 is about the sweet spot for Love.
Exactly, and but Kevin Love has the potential to have 20 points in 20 minutes.
Right.
He's like that, but he's too much of a liability elsewhere. You know what? Kevin Love is beloved, but it's like post game, nah. Drive to the hole, nah. Mid range, nah. He's a 3-point shooter. That's all he is. He's a 3-point shooter and a rebounder on both sides of the court. He's not defending anyone at a high level.
Charge taker.
Yeah, he's a charge taker. He's a turnover generator. You know, I don't know how many more of those he could take before he's sidelined. But I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. But
missing a hip.
Logan, the game within the game. And I do really dislike, I have disdain for how the NBA has evolved throughout the years, because the regular season, and I kind of respect Adam Silver for getting the playing games involved a little bit. The jury's still out, but I think it'll be a net positive when, you know, we look back on it when it first started. The NBA regular season really means nothing. You know, if you get home court for the first series, that's your real big goal. That's what we're shooting for the stars for. You don't need to be the 1 seed. I mean, sure, it's nice, but is it worth it by the end of the year to be the 1 seed?
No.
Depends who you ask analytically. But you have these months. You have until
March.
January at the earliest.
Yeah.
February, March even to. This is like preseason scrimmage stuff. Like, let's see how many guys we have and play people with other people and play people, you know, weirdly to figure out, hey, it's game, 6 against Atlanta in May. Who the hell are we going to? You going to Jetty in game 6 against Atlanta? Or are you going to Lamar Stevens? JB, you have 5 months to figure that out. 4 months to figure that out. You have half of November, all of December, all of January, all of February. That's 3.5 months.
Right now, every time that he starts Karis LeVert, he's already lost the first game within a game. And that's not a dig at LeVert. I think he's been playing a fantastic season. You know, obviously we have our shortcomings with him sometimes. Maybe he shoots a difficult mid-range shot. He's not great around the basket sometimes. But overall, the way he is playmate and stuff, I love that. I already have 2 playmakers out there. I need a playmaker off the bench. I need someone that's going to lead that second unit, get his assists, and do this, that, or the other. You know, we're already losing those small games within the game. I think even the 8-game win streak, I thought Lopez saw a few more minutes. I thought Neto saw a few more minutes.
Yes.
You know, Stevens is just now starting to see some minutes. But the way JB is coaching, he's coaching like he should have been coaching last season as we were trying to track down a playoff spot, right? Where it's like, okay, what are the guys that are really going to make the impact, and who do I not have time to even waste time on right now? You need to tinker and toy with this line for the first 20, 40, even 50 freaking games sometimes, depending on your situation, depending on your team. And right now he's coaching like we are about to go into game 7 of the NBA finals. And here is our 8 that are going to bring it home for us.
And the fourth quarter of the T-Wolves game, I thought he rocked with the unit that was getting the job done.
Did a great job.
He didn't do any stupid shit in the fourth quarter, but the first 3 quarters, it was kind of like more of the same. But like Mobley wasn't on the court for a lot of that run in the fourth quarter.
The lineup
keep him on the bench then.
The lineup was Garland, Stevens, Okoro, Lopez, maybe Love. Or no, it was Jetty, because Jetty hit the big 3 when we were down 10 to make it 7. Yeah, okay, I remember that. So basically what he was doing right there is he just has a bunch of speed on the wings. Guys are going to make it difficult.
Right.
And like Okoro, again, he didn't need to do anything on the offensive side. I thought he played a good fourth quarter because he didn't do shit offensively and didn't try to do shit. You know, that's the difference. You know, when we had that Lamar Stevens and Okoro trap on Russell, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was so cool. The guy that woke up from his 2-season slumber decided to go off against the Cavaliers, and then we hold him in check in the fourth quarter, putting those guys on him. You know, you need to trust and know the rhythm of a game. I think JB has always had that problem since he's come over. I don't think it's something he can't fix. And I don't think it's something that they fire JB over. No, I think these are things though that he does need to be made aware of and see. He's got to see this stuff. I mean, against the Hawks in the playing game last year, right? He has Lauri Markkanen guarding Trae Young. Like that whole fourth quarter is Trae Young just heroically runs away and wins the game for the Hawks. And he made 0 adjustments. Did not play Stevens, did not play Jetty Osman. Like, what? It's finding right now in this situation against this lineup, if this guy's shooting well, insert here, insert there, plug here. You know, it's a game within a game. And it's hard being an NBA head coach. It is not easy.
Difficult.
And every game presents different challenges. But if you're predictable, and right now I think our lineup is very predictable, you're not going to go very far. Teams are going to know how to game plan for you, and you're not going to surprise anyone. Last 4 games, all 4 teams didn't look to have any fear of this Cavalier team because they knew exactly
especially offensively.
how to handle it.
They just chucked that ball up.
Yeah.
Realistically, though,
optimistic yet realistic. Again, I will say that
yeah,
till
like
I
you
die.
said, like you said,
right
it's
now.
difficult being a head coach. We're not saying that, I don't even think we're saying he's doing a bad job. It's just like there's glaring things there that we could comment on. And that's kind of like your job, because if we are seeing it, I know people smarter, way
I
smarter.
know Luke
than
Walton's
us.
got to see it. Like I know somebody's got to say something.
What does he do? Do we know what he does?
I like him. Oh man, he's a good locker room guy. He's a
Oh
NBA vet.
God.
Come on.
But it's like they don't even. That's the interesting part to me. Like analytics is like a football thing, but like they don't really talk about how much JB, Kobe are like these analytical guys. But to a certain point, the numbers are just the numbers. Like you said, they don't tell you the whole story, but they give you something, but they don't tell you the whole story. You need to have some sort of intuition being the head coach. Are sports ever really what they seem? They rarely are. It's like, think of all the crazy things you've seen in sports. Is it like, oh, the numbers were going to tell me this. The numbers were going to say that, the Cavs are coming back down 3-1, the only team to ever do it. The numbers told me that Nick Foles and the Eagles were going to beat Tom Brady that one year. No, that's not how sports works all the time. Now, we're not going to be stupid. The numbers of free throw percentage needs to go up. I know that it needs to go up. So it's like,
the numbers, Mason.
Missed 12 free throws in a 5-point loss to Minnesota. Come on. Yeah. Whatever, man. Again, this is just like nitpicking little things that have had big impact. They've had big impact. They've impacted 4 straight losses at the end of the day. Let's see what Jeffrey's pulling up here. Oh, it's prediction time.
3 straight losses for us. Look at all this
I don't know how to predict this team.
Look at all this red. All right, we're done with the wallowing on previous games. Now it's time to get really into the weeds and guess all these games wrong too. Because that's what we did. Justin, how does it feel being on top for 4 straight episodes?
I don't think I'm going to last to the next one.
We are so bad. Look at those records. I'd like to know our record through 13 games last year. I think we were all at least over 500.
I don't know if we started.
No, I think we were bad.
I started hot. I know I did.
But what game did we start at last year?
It was some. It was
true.
like 2 to 3 weeks in.
We got like 2.
We got like 3 or 4.
I went 47-19, so 66 games is what we predicted. First 16.
You went 47-19.
Mm-hmm.
We already have 6 losses. We already have 7 losses.
I know.
Honestly, though, maybe moving forward, the lame way to do it would be to give ourselves like 20 games, and then we just hit the ground running.
Right.
Interestingly enough, so Jared Allen is not making the trip tomorrow. Logan, I'm glad you gave the cat out of the bag, because I did not know Giannis did not play in San Antonio. So that changes.
I don't know if he played last night though. I know they played the Warriors last night. I think.
Is he going to be hurt for us, or is he going to drop 50 on us?
No, he's going to play. I'm sure of it.
Oh, but it's
Middleton's still not back, right? Holiday didn't even play in that game against San Antonio. I was watching JV teams play in San Antonio.
Let's check.
It was not fun to watch.
Where's their inactives at? ESPN app, inactives. But it's like, so 3 of these games are at home, which funnily enough, good. No, Giannis played last night.
Yeah, he'll be ready to go.
27 points. Yes. But I mean, like, here's my thing. You want to talk about, interestingly enough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They had 12 guys see minutes last night. Now, granted, they were losing, but it's like, 2 guys only got 2 minutes, but you have 10 guys playing 10 minutes or more from them.
Mm-hmm.
Not stupid. Championship winning head coach, JB. Take notes. All right. We're going to make Justin start again. At Milwaukee, no Jared Allen. Give us the bad news.
If Donovan Mitchell plays in this game,
I know that's the key.
I feel like we can win this game.
Ooh.
But then I run into this situation of like, if we can beat the Bucks that way, realistically, we can win all 4 of these games.
But we also run into a situation where if Donovan plays tomorrow, and then what if he doesn't play for the Hornets game? Like it's a lingering issue, which is bad.
Right. I'm gonna say we take the L here. I'm saying Bucks win.
I'm just gonna be the contrarian and say that we win this game because
I
there's
think
really
I'm
no
gonna say
reason we should. So we probably will.
All right, I'm looking at the Bucks roster. Cavalier killers to note. Bobby Portis is one. Another one
Hey, what
would
he
have been
does,
Chris Middleton, but Middleton likely is not playing. Still, I'm assuming. Unless was he back last night, Jeffrey?
No, he
Is
wasn't.
Is Ibaka a Cav killer?
Drew Holiday usually locks down Garland really well. He locks down a lot of guys well. I'm expecting Grayson Allen to hit 8 threes. Joe
Jordan
Ingles is on their
Nwora.
team now, but I don't think he's playing. Brooke Lopez could have a big day, but it depends because without Allen, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
George Hill will probably hit 5-6 threes. Yeah.
George Hill, he has been so quiet for so long.
You know what?
West-
Fuck this. I'm going with the Cavs.
I'm
Logan's talking me out of it.
I'm
Logan
rocking Cavs
just-
as well.
Logan just
We're
talked
also,
me out
we
all
didn't
the
learn our
time.
lesson. We did
Logan,
not
you
learn
need
our lesson.
Logan, your explanations need to be way shorter than that because I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm like, he's not saying a single bad thing about us. He's like just going and knocking the Bucks the whole time. I'm like, well, shit. Why am I picking the Bucks?
I think Middleton is the difference. If Mitchell is for
Logan
sure
is
playing,
the fade
and-
Logan.
and Mitchell goes for like 35, like we've seen him do many a times.
He's going.
I think we can beat this team.
Who's Drew
this
Holiday
is the
gonna
win
guard?
they need to get back on track.
Shockingly enough, my key to this game is Evan Mobley.
He is.
Hopefully he doesn't get bullied.
If Evan doesn't get bullied and actually like puts his worth on the offensive side, I feel like we can win that game.
We need this one. This one would set us straight again. If you get a big win at Milwaukee, could be a big difference. I'm putting my guaranteed win in, folks.
Ooh.
I'm putting it in. We're
What's the
defeating the
penalty?
Hornets.
So wait a minute. Was I the only one who got the guarantee win?
No. My guaranteed goes off here.
Okay.
I can't believe you got that Bulls game. I really thought there was no chance we were winning.
So
We're 2-0. We're 2-0 in personalized guarantees between me and you, Justin. So Logan better not screw it up.
Pressure.
what happens if Logan screws this up for us, Jeff?
Nothing. We just
A whole lot of
knees?
nothing.
Do we take the
bully him.
knees?
Next episode, we just bully him.
All right, that's fine. The knees can stay.
The knees can
Brown
stay.
bag over my head for an episode.
Justin, if you lose your personalized guarantee, you have to shave your head.
Oh God, that's just cruel and unusual punishment.
Unusual.
I got the Cavs winning
Oh, I
here.
was gonna say time to pick up a game.
Hornets aren't going to be easy. They gave us a lot of problems last year, but they're starting out rough. But LaMelo is back, just a little.
Logan loves this game.
Here's a-
It's just
here's
not
a-
in Miami. If it
here's
was
a-
Miami,
Miami.
Logan would be like, "Oh, we're losing."
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, boys. I'm going to be at this game, and as you know, when we go to the Cavs
no.
games, we don't lose. I'm
God.
starting 3-0 like an idiot.
I got the heat. I got the heat in this game. I don't see us winning 3 in a row. I don't really see us winning 2 in a row, but I just like the drama.
I also like the drama.
Jump on this wagon, Justin. Justin, come
Logan,
towards
don't
my
make-
voice.
Logan, don't make me jump on the wagon because you know
Justin,
I'm all about it.
I don't know if Jimmy Butler's going to go off in that
We're
game.
drinking the Kool-Aid here.
Justin, I don't
the
think
Cavs
Ty-
look
I'm
like
drinking the
shit.
Kool-Aid. Give me the Cavs, baby.
Let's go.
The Cavs look like shit, and we're picking them to just clean sweep these bastards.
Justin, I heard
What
Bam's
are
not
we-
playing. I don't
What
know.
are we doing? What am I doing? I'm throwing it away.
God, this is the game
away.
that pisses me off, though.
I got the Cavs winning this game because I had this one personalized guarantee right here.
That one's
Um,
a ballsy one. Might a second night of a back-to-back?
I had this game chalked up. I wanted to go to this game so badly.
Yes.
But I have this chalked up. I
Hey,
want to
maybe I
see.
will go to this game.
I want to see the matchup of DeJounte and Trey Young versus Donovan and Garland.
This
so
has got to be a
badly.
primetime game, no?
It's such a narrative-driven game. I love it.
Gentlemen, should we
I'm
just buy
so here
tickets?
for it.
I'll go 2 nights in a row, Cavs game.
Let's.
If it was the 22nd, I could go, not the 21st. Honestly, though, here's my rationale. People out there are gonna love this in the comments. There's this one Hawks fan who just tweets at us
Oh no.
So I know that the Hawks are going to win, and he's just going to be on our timeline the whole game. I just know that's how it's going to go because I just, I give him a little bit back. I give him a little sass back. And he's like this, and then I just run it, flapping his gums. So I know in our luck, they're going to win. He's going to be flapping his gums.
Huge game.
Justin,
Huge game here. I have us
Justin,
going 4-0 for some dumb
We
reason.
are so stupid.
But I had this game no matter what as a win. I looked at the
We
schedule.
have two
beforehand.
personalized guarantees here. Wow.
Dude, I'm really regretting my Bucks decision because it's so hard for me to tell us. We just lost
I'm really
four
regretting
in a
your
row.
explanation that was like just talked me completely out of it. That's your
I don't even
fault,
know exactly
Logan.
what I said. I'm just the basketball whisperer, apparently. But
Ah.
versus
You
the
and
Hawks,
JB.
this is the thing. This is the thing about this game. I want this so bad because obviously we owe them a little payback, even though it doesn't
Sure.
freaking matter. It's a regular
Sure.
season game. I want to show that we got the better player instead of them getting DeJounte Murray. I just get the feeling that stupid ass Trey Young is
He's
going
going
to
to get right.
40 on us.
No.
DeJounte is going to do a pretty good job on Donovan Mitchell, and that could take us out of our game. But Justin's looking at me, Ty. Justin's looking at me and shaking my head. Justin, you know what? You jumped on the Bucks train. I'm
Let's go,
riding with the
Logan.
Cavaliers.
Let's go.
I'm riding with the Cavs.
Let's go. 4-0 Cavs, baby.
We go 8 in a row, lose 4 in a row, win 4 in a row. Here we go. That's
Wow.
not a recipe for success, but
Free
still.
Cavaliers.
That's not a recipe for success. That's good. That's good. So 4-0 between you guys. I have us winning the next two and losing the two after that.
Am I
That's-
stupid? Dude,
Jeff
I-
may
I-
gain some lead.
I'm going to find my rhythm in 20
Yeah.
games in.
We'll
I'm gonna
probably
This is
find
going to be the toughest to predict because I'm still in the period of time. I'm like, all right, well, as long as Donovan and Darius go off, I don't have much to worry about.
Right.
The Hawks did beat Milwaukee last night by 15. So
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Out of
Okay.
those 4 games,
Okay.
what is the one prediction that you not regret, but really like not feeling too confident about? Because
probably
there's
the
3
Bucks
tough
one.
games in there. There's
probably
3
the
really
Bucks.
tough games.
Yeah, the
Probably
Bucks.
the Bucks.
The Bucks really should handle us, but I got a good feeling about that game. Don't know why.
At Milwaukee, I know. That's kind of how I felt coming into this podcast. So I was like,
Losing 5 in a row
just
would
winning.
kind of piss me off, but at the same time, I'm like, this is, a top 3 team in the East.
I just
understandable.
love our matchup against the Bucks. People always want to say that that's like one of the worst matchups.
I love it when
against them.
Allen's playing though.
Well, yeah,
like
that's
such
kind
a
of the story.
factor.
That's the storyline. But like, I just like being the contrarian because if you talk to fans or people who follow basketball or fans of teams in the East, everybody says, "Oh, I don't want to play the Bucks." I would love to play them. I'll play them all the time. I'd love to play them in a 7-game series, of course. It's Giannis,
Well, the key in that game, and I'm only gonna say it because it's literally tomorrow night. It's kind of like a preview, like a pregame
Sure.
note. Rebound battle is going to be really tough.
Lopez
and
versus
also-
Lopez.
Let's go. I didn't even think
Oh.
about that.
Wow. That's not a narrative at all.
Hey,
Both those guys
Justin,
are
We're really freaking stupid. 4-0. We are dumb.
Nah, you guys are gonna sweep.
We probably will sweep.
Probably will
Fingers-
sweep.
Fingers crossed.
We have between the two of us, we have 2 personalized guarantees. How could we lose?
Yeah. How could you guys screw
I
that
think
up?
the
How
fact
can we
that I
screw
think the
that
fact
up?
that 2 people that put personalized guarantees and also said that the Cavs would go 4-0 might also show the stupidity.
Well,
Truth.
you know what? That's what we do. We come here, we have fun, we talk Cavs basketball. Lament your feelings down below. Get it all out. This is a safe space in the comments. Just get down there and complain. If you want to. If you got constructive criticism, let it be known down below. Did we miss something in these last couple of games where it's like you guys missed this as a bright spot? Or did we miss something, you guys missed this and it really is worse than you guys are making it seem to be? We'd love to hear from you. We respond to everybody. We appreciate all the loyals out there. Shout out to Ashton the Joker, everyone that's always in the comments, watching all the way to the end, hitting that like button, always been subscribed, and just coming along this Cavalier, journey with us. Hop on the Cavalier train. It's going to be a good one. It's going
Wait
to
a
be
minute. I
You're
completely
right.
forgot. We never even talked about the jerseys.
What's there to talk about?
I mean, what did we think? We saw them on guys for the first
Once
time.
again,
I
when
won't
it's on
buy
a
it.
player, it's fine. And it looks good.
Yes.
But
I'm not buying one though.
yeah.
I almost can
I'll take
get
a
over the
warm-up.
little bit of blue.
The
I can-
warm up is good, and the court is very mid. Don't like the court really, actually.
If I could get rid of the blue on that jersey, it'd be a perfect jersey.
Just where that logo is. I don't even really mind the blue. I just think that logo looks out of place there.
Yeah.
The land.
Yeah, let us know down below. You guys getting a Raul Neto City Edition jersey? Let us know.
I'm gonna do.
We're gonna do a GV episode. We're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it.
Fresh products.
Eventually. Yeah, we're gonna do a GV
and-
episode. We're gonna spend each other's money. It's gonna be a good time.
I also talked with my Warriors guy at work again. We talked about the game. Last few notes. He said officiating in the NBA is just garbage this
Terrible.
season. It's
Every
really
season.
bad. They'll call every offense or illegal screen, but won't call the most obvious one in the closing seconds.
They're not calling anything.
They're not going to do that. He also mentioned though, like, tell your guys to not worry about it. He's like, tell all these fans, like, it's not panic time. I sound like I have panic in my voice. It's not. We'll probably end up losing to the Bucks, for being totally honest, and it will be 5 losses in a row, and that's going to suck. But I got to weather this early storm. It's like you're going to an away game. Weather that early storm, find the rhythm. Cavs will be fine. They're going to go 4-0 this week. Justin and I are going to be laughing and dancing over Jeffrey's idiotic 2-2 prediction.
We need to just get back to the junkyard chain. Where's the junkyard dog chain? I haven't seen it in weeks.
It's on JB's neck, and he's the one that's the problem.
He needs to
last
put
4
in the
games.
garbage. They'll send you a new one. You haven't earned it anymore. Put it back.
We got a
in
word of the week.
box.
Who's got a word of the week? We got to bring that back real quick before we sign off.
No chance.
Comment word of the week. Word of the week is NATO. Comment down below. That's NETO. It's whatever. It's Raul. It's Raul. It's I don't know. John Michael says something different every night. It's Neto. NETO. Comment that down below. He's gonna have a big game in these next 4.
I feel it. I feel it.
With that being said, thanks for dealing with our mindless and totally psychotic banter for the last 40 minutes. As we're all Cleveland sports fans, I'm sure that you guys are going through it, in the blender just as much as we are. That's what we all share in fandom, whether it's good, whether it's bad. We're here together. Yippee. Some sort of generic bumper sticker saying to end the episode. And before we see you again, some 3 most important words in Cavalier basketball. Make sure you let them know.